from Tribe to Village. This is Our Tribe, Our Village, Our Family. And today we're joined by Heidi Hallenbeck to talk about her experience with a retained placenta. Hi, Heidi.
Hi.
So, for those of us who don't know, a retained placenta is the term given for when your placenta does not come out within 30 minutes of giving birth, right, Heidi?
Yes.
So, Heidi, tell us about your experience. So you're in the hospital, you gave birth to this beautiful human, you think everything is good and you're finished, you're at the finish line. What happens, girl?
Then after, I had to get stitched up, and after stitching me up, the placenta still hasn't come out yet, which I believe you need at least like by 30 minutes, it has to be out. Otherwise it's an emergency.
Just some was left out, or did none of it come out?
No, a lot of it came out, but a little piece was still left in.
Okay.
I was like so out of it. I don't really know like at what point what was out and what was in.
Yeah. And you were probably drugged up, right? Did you have the epidural?
I had the epidural, yeah.
And plus there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. So she keeps telling me to push, and I'm like still trying to push. I'm trying to like see my baby. I'm like so happy that like the birth is over. And then she gets like serious, and she's like, Heidi, if this doesn't come out, we have to have emergency surgery. So you have to push. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Wow.
So I'm still pushing, and like nothing is happening. Then all of a sudden I didn't see it really. My sister and husband who were there saw it, but she attached like a hook or a knife or a scissor to her hand and is literally trying to get it out manually.
Oh, wow. So she went up in you to try to pull out the piece of placenta?
Yes. And that
so how did that feel? Like, was it just like, okay, like you didn't notice since you pushed out a however many pound baby? Or did you feel something when she went back up there?
I just felt her, and I felt like I was being tortured. It was worse than labor and everything. Just I don't feel anything still in there, but the like arm to her elbow in me with a scissor, that was really
felt that?
I felt that
even with the epidural.
I don't think the epidural worked for me. I've not been good with anesthesia, so I felt everything. And that was like the traumatic part of the experience. And she couldn't do it, so then she had another doctor come in who was smaller and had smaller hands try to do it, and I had to have that again with another person. And at this time, like 20 people come into the room. The anesthesia back, tons of doctors and nurses. I have no clue what's going on.
Wow. Other than it's an emergency and all these people are here for you. Yeah. Everyone's sticking their hand up you to try to get the placenta out.
Right. And nothing was working. And so it got to the point that it was like so painful that I was like, just give me the surgery. I can't do this anymore. It was I really felt like I was being tortured.
Wow. So surgery was an option. They said that we could put you under to take it out.
I think they got to the point where they couldn't get it. And so it was like a unanimous decision. Like we have to take her into surgery to get it out. They never put me under. I think, but apparently they put me on enough drugs that and the same amount of drugs that they put a person undergoing a C-section. So you're like awake, feel anything. But I was like, I don't remember anything. And
that's the trauma. The trauma just blocked it out for you.
Yeah. It's like you're drugs you wouldn't remember. So so they ended up having to do a DNC, which is essentially like an abortion where they suck everything out. And luckily it was successful. And after the fact, the baby was fine, that was big.
The cutest baby ever.
Thank you. But, they talked to me after, and they had said that in some cases, when you have a retained placenta, you can have a substantial blood loss where you will have to have a blood transfusion. And it could also come to the point where if they can't get it out, they will have to do an hysterectomy.
Wow.
Which is terrifying, because then, you know, your chances of you can't have any other babies.
Yeah.
It's your life or hysterectomy. So they're like, just so you know, we didn't have to get to that point. We got everything out. You're gonna be okay. It's scary because, you know, when this happened, like I didn't even think that was an option. Like I didn't know what was going on, which I think is a blessing in hindsight, but very serious and very scary. And I feel like so blessed that I, you know, was able to survive it. And, you know,
yes, that part. Heidi, we're so happy that you're still here, because even though, so a retained placenta is very rare in vaginal births, and it's even rarer when you after a C-section, but because the complications are so serious and so life-threatening, you know, the excessive bleeding, risk of infection, and even death. So, you know, thank you, Heidi, for sharing your story, and, you know, we're also just so grateful that you're here.
Thank you. I am too.
Yeah. Wow. So how was the healing?
Time to process it.
It was hard to process.
Yeah, but there's still just like, I think some PTSD from the whole thing.
Yeah, I could only imagine the things we go through to bring life into this world, huh?
Yeah, it's true. Childbirth is no joke. It is serious, and it's happen, and it's amazing. You realize how so many people, you know, years and years ago died in childbirth, because like so many things can go wrong, and luckily we're at a point where our medicine has advanced that very unlikely, but you still never know.
Yeah, true point. Yeah, true story. Good point. True story. Yeah. So how was like the healing after that? Was like the healing super complicated after you know, endured all that trauma, physical and mental, emotional?
Yeah, I mean, I was in bed. I like could barely, like my whole hospital stay, I was just in bed. I could barely make it. I made it to the bathroom a couple times with help. And it was, you know, really sore, a lot of bleeding, a lot of, you know, I was just really weak. And I think a lot, you know, so I had to go on a lot of iron pills when I left.
Because of all the blood loss, right?
So it was hard. I mean, you know, by the time I went home, so like 3 or 4 days later, I was trying to like just walk and move around a little bit. And it was, you know, I was slow, but like I'm the kind of person where I can't really sit still for that long. So I kind of just needed, and it was a slow process, but I started walking and trying to walk a day, but it was, you know, everything's like sore and swollen and painful and a lot going on. So,
oh my gosh. And here you are.
Here I am.
Here you are, about to run marathons and do backflips and everything. We thank God for that. Well, Heidi, thank you so much for sharing your story and reliving this, because I know it was very traumatic for you. Was there any way that they could have seen this, like this happening before it happened?
I don't think so. The only thing she said is that now they'll know if I have another baby, they'll know how to help make it not be, I don't know the right term, but like they'll be more prepared to help me if this were to happen again. And it is like happen again.
It's likely to happen again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So not guaranteed, but I could, you know.
Yeah.
So she said they'll be better prepared next time, so that what happened with my first won't happen again in the same way.
That's good. And then even for you to just mentally prepare, you know, if something happens, you know, okay, you say, Heidi, buckle up, but we'll make it through, right?
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Heidi. And thank you guys for watching. You know, please, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and let's continue to elevate and grow together. Bye.
Bye.